over here. I'll put something in here to actually make it Bio-Char. It's just char right now. There's stuff I can add to it to charge it. Okay, time to start the seeds. Today I'll be starting some bok choy and lettuce. So let's see what we got. Baker Creek. I ordered most of my seeds from Baker Creek. I ordered all new seeds this year. So we got Thai purple eggplant. I wanted to try a new eggplant this year. I'm still gonna do the Black Beauties, but I also wanted to try a different one. I'm trying different peppers too. This is King of the North. We got some spinach. Leave that out. Genovese basil. Ozark giant pepper. I think these are reds. Butternut squash. I'm going to try growing them again this year. I always have problems with the squash vine borers, but I really want to get some of these going so I can can them. Laura's been using a lot of the canned butternut squash for making butternut squash bread. It's fantastic. Serranos. Cucumbers. Jalapenos. Some zinnias. Some kale. Bok choy. One of our favorites, Jimmy Nardello's. Some Hungarian hot wax. Moss curled parsley. Some marigolds. Oh, free seeds. Datil. I used to grow these years ago. Maybe I'll try growing some of them and make a datil pepper sauce. It's like got a smoky peppery flavor. Some butter gem lettuce. Poblano. I love my poblanos. I haven't grown them in a while. And another free seed. We'll have to try some of these as well. That's from Baker's Creek. Let's see what we got from Park Seed. Okay, from Park Seed I got the Big Beef Hybrid. I don't plant any heirlooms anymore. I have too many issues with them. Amadeo Hybrid Eggplant and Black Beauty Eggplant. And that's it for the seeds. All right, let's get these going. Okay, let's start with some bok choy. I'll double up the seeds in each container. We'll do some bok choy and some spinach. By the way, this is the seed starting mix I use. The Sun Grow Black Gold. Okay, instead of doing 2, I decided I'm going to put 3 in each. And we'll see how that takes. So if I get 2 per flat, that's a dozen. So that's 24. Alright, let's start with the bok choy. Alright, we're going to do the same with the spinach. Giant Noble. Okay, same thing with these. You do 3 per cell, and we'll probably put like 2 or 3 seeds. I'm gonna do double seeds on these. Put that away. And put them to the side. Then we're going to start our lettuce and kale. Same here, I'm going to do 3. I'm going to start with our flashy butter gem lettuce. I'm trying to get 2 or 3 and I'm getting like 5 or 6. Okay, let's do the kale. Okay, here's my seed starting table. This is all my electronics. I gotta put batteries in that. This is for my heat mats. And that's my timer for the lights. There. We're gonna be using one. Get that off. This is the one we're going to be using. Okay, we're going to put it in the heat mat. This is where I plug everything in. This is all the heat mats. All of them are for the heat mats. They're all tied into this. Now, currently it's heating. Here's the probe. We'll get that going. I use these little wicket mats just in case there's an unevenness in the level, so all the seedlings get some water. Just like that. Add a little bit of water. Then we're going to put our dome on. Dome's always a little tricky because these are so big, these planter things, but you can sometimes tuck it in. Then we're going to stick a little probe in, get that in there. Just set it under that light. Let's set it for 70. Just because it's going to get hotter with them lights. And then I got to set my timer. (6 a.m.) and then go off at 4 p.m. Auto. So that should shut off at 4 o'clock. We'll check it at 4 and see if the timer is set correctly. Okay, it's been 3 days. Let's see what's going on here. We got some bok choy up, some kale, and some lettuce. The spinach is starting to break through. We'll give it another day or two. Well, it's been 3 days. Almost everything's up. The spinach has another day or two, and then I'll take off the dome and I'll set up the fans. But for now, we're going to do our peppers, but only the hots. Get our seeds out. I think we should do some of our herbs too. We got a lot more hots than I thought. Okay, so we got our hots and some herbs. Here we got serrano, the jalapenos, Hungarian hot wax. We'll throw a couple dadles in there, and a poblano, and we'll do some basil and some parsley. Let's do some dadles and serranos. I'm only going to grow a few of these. Start with the dadles. Might make a hot sauce out of these. They make a nice smoky hot sauce. Okay. 1 per hull and 2 per cell. We know these are our dadles. Now we're going to do the serranos. Same thing. 1 per hull, 2 per cell. If I get 3, I'm fine. If I get 2, I'm fine. Now we're going to do the jalapenos, same way. So we got the jalapenos. Okay, let's mark our jalapenos. Now we're going to do the poblanos. So we got our jalapenos and our poblanos. All right, every year I always overplant, but I do give some stuff away. In each cell I doubled up, and I only use 3 cells in one of these little flats. If I get 3 plants, I'm happy. Get a little bit more, what I'll do is I'll probably thin them out, put them under the planter, and I'll give them away to people. But I don't want to overdo it this year. I always overdo it and I have all these plants to worry about. Then I'm trying to find a place for everything and I'm just shoving everything in. And peppers you can group together. I found that like they work well in a pot. Like I'll put 2 or 3 jalapenos in my one pot, and they do pretty well. Okay, I got one more hot that I'm going to plant, the Hungarian hot wax. I used to can these, but I never had luck with the canning because they always got soft. So what I do now is I grow these by the planter in the front pond, the koi pond, and usually 3 plants, and that's enough. I'll cut them up and I'll do refrigerator type pickles. I'll throw them in a pickle jar, add some spices and dill, whatever. Actually, I need to buy some dill. I need to get some dill plants. I don't know if I have any. I'll have to pick some up at the local store. In any case, I'll slice these up and throw them in a pickle jar, and I have hot peppers the whole year. They're usually good for the year. All right, let's do this. That's the Hungarian wax. And then I'm going to put some basil in there. I'll do 3 basil on this, and this whole flat will be parsley. I grow a lot of parsley because a lot of times I'll have the tiger swallowtails will get a hold of it, and once they're on there, I let them have it. There have been times when they got every one of my plants, so what I would do is I would actually snip off the leaves that they're on, and I'll transplant them to one of the inhabited parsley plants, because I do need some of the parsley. I actually have some parsley that's overwintering. However, that probably will go to seed once it gets warm out. So let's get the basil and the parsley going. We're going to triple up on the basil. These are hard to say. All right, I think I got some in there. Okay, so we got Hungarian wax and we got basil. All right, I'm gonna do this whole 6-pack for moss curled parsley. Like I said earlier, I grow a lot of parsley, especially for the tiger swallowtails. If I get one plant they leave alone, I'm happy. Let's get that going. All right, moss curled parsley. All right, so we got 5 hot peppers, 5 hots. We got datills, serranos, jalapenos, poblanos, and Hungarian hot wax. And then we have our basil and parsley. Let's get them over on the seed table. Okay, we'll make sure that one's plugged in. Okay, get that situated under the light. Let's get some water on there. Get the dome on. I don't need a probe because all the heat mats are tied into this up here, this strip, power strip, and that power strip is directly plugged into the heater. So that's what we got. You know what, I should do some seeds for my daughter. She's been asking for me to grow some of this stuff for her. Let's do that real quick. Let's get some of this going for my daughter, for Frankie the cat. Nibblelicious. Get some water in there. Now I'm just going to sprinkle this on like I would sprinkle grass seed. Alright. That's how I usually grow my leeks. But I think I'm going to do my leeks different this year. It's got some weight to it, so we know there's water in there. That'll wick up. But in any case, we'll miss the top. No label needed. Yeah, what the hell will make a label? Alright, so this is cat grass. Here we go. We are done. I usually plant the hot peppers and the herbs around the same time. The hot peppers usually take longer to germinate than the sweets. So I usually plant them a week or two ahead of the peppers, the sweet peppers. And then I'll plant the sweet peppers and maybe a week after that the tomatoes. I'll have to check my planting schedule. And anyhow, that's it for today. Alright, today we're going to take some of the seedlings off of the heat mat and just put them directly under the lights. So let's see what we got here. I can move that whole flat over. We won't need this. I'm going to grab this whole flat since everything's coming up nicely. And I'm going to move that over to here. The spinach is the only thing that's not really coming up too well. It's coming up, but not that great. Nothing coming out of this cell. One. That's still going to be a while. And we'll put this here. Okay, we got our leek seeds. So we have Carrington and Autumn Giant. Get some water on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put like around 4 to a cell. 4 or 5 to a cell, but I'm just going to sprinkle them on. Right there, Autumn Giant. Now we're going to do the Carringtons, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. All right, I'm going to check to see if I have any dill seeds. These are all my older seeds. I got some elephant dill. I'm going to try that. I'm going to go heavy on the seeds because these are old seeds. And then we got ourselves some dill. All right, let's move that to the seedling table. we'll get some water on that. We'll get a fan on them tomorrow. I want it to dry out a little bit on top. Okay, it's been 5 days. The spinach is all up. 90% of the spinach. Bok Choy is looking good. Kale's looking good. And the lettuce is looking good. Alright, today I'm going to hang up the fans to prevent damping off. Set up a timer. Alright, we have it going 3 times a day and 2 times at night. Okay, let's see what we got. That'll keep the tops a little dry, keep them from damping off, and also it strengthens the stems by the movement. I think it's called thigmomorphogenesis. And thigmomorphogenesis is the plant's response to stimulation. Any kind of movement helps strengthen the stems.